You're good.
But I want to introduce Natalie Contreras. We actually just met, which is pretty cool. So I went to Master Connector Momentum event, right? So it was a big networking event held by a young lady by the name of Faye, who is a phenomenal networking person. Knows the whole DFW. She knows every entrepreneur in this space. I swear. And what's crazy is like she's only 32 years old, and I use that because it means something for those of us that are a little older, right? These people are super young, but yet way ahead of the game than I am, way ahead of the game that most of us are. So Faye knows everybody. Okay, so she asked me to be a speaker at her event. I went to be a speaker event, and then she had a second portion which was a mastermind of people who wanted to learn more, entrepreneurs. And there was only 3 people on the stage. Vina Jetty, who is a multi-million-dollar portfolio real estate billion-dollar person. Then me, and then Natalie, who was sitting next to me, and I was like, what do you do? And then next thing you know, she literally just started spitting off all this stuff about AI, and I was like, oh, you know everything about AI. Now, for those of us dinosaurs that are in the room. Okay. We don't want to embrace AI a lot of times, and we're actually like, we want to do it the old school way. Well, listen, I am a person that actually thinks the opposite. I believe the opposite, where I'm like, hey, you know what? What's up, Dustin? I'm one of those types of people that I believe, why are we walking away from the things that are really going to help us to move forward, right? Regardless of whether it's in our era or not. And then why not get the younger folks who actually know this stuff, that really know it really well, to teach us, so that way we can do it. Now, funny, Kayla over there, she has been implementing this AI whole bot thing, and she has it's amazing. Yes. So she's been doing a great job. So I'm sure you're going to geek out to this class here.
Yes.
But for all of the rest of us, how does AI actually work for us? How do we grow AI in each of our departments? Okay. Natalie impressed me so much on that stage, and the way she was speaking to the crowd. Her confidence, her knowledge was just high level. And I was like, you got to come speak to my people, because they got to hear this. So without further ado, is that how you say it? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Natalie Contreras. There we go.
What's going on?
What's up?
I got you. We're good.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Happy to be here. I saw a big phrase right here. I think this room is embedded in a culture that brings everybody together. I can tell just by the way Mark talks, the way everybody's kind of engaging with one another. And this quote says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But take it a step further, if you want to go far and fast, bring AI onto your team. So that's what we're going to talk about for today. Let me pull up my remote control here. Now, who here is using AI? ChatGPT? She's like, yes, me. So keep your hand raised if you're using ChatGPT or something similar. Yes. Keep your hand raised if you've heard of what a custom GPT is. Yes. Yeah. All right. Keep your hand raised if you've heard of an AI agent before. Okay, perfect. So we got a pretty good knowledgeable room here. Now, my goal with today isn't just to spit out a bunch of tools and processes and 500 prompts that you're going to be able to use. My goal is to expand your mind to what's possible within what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Instead of thinking about, oh, I need to do this today, or I need to train this person today, how can you start thinking AI forward, AI first, to where the next action that you do, the next conversation you have is led by AI, so you only have to do it once, and you can start empowering your team to start getting smarter and doing things faster and more efficiently over time. Now, I use AI for everything. If you're not using it, let's push the limits here. I use it to create prayers, affirmations, improve my self-development. I even have a life coach GPT to where every single week I have a conversation with it on what I did, what I accomplished, any limiting beliefs that's holding me back. And it's trained on my next 5 years worth of goals. So if it's saying I'm getting off track, or I'm working too much on my business or in my business versus on my business, it's going to check me, right? So that is a huge resource for me. Another thing I do is I hope it helps me analyze tough conversations or kind of prep for that if I'm gonna fire somebody. That's really intimidating if you're doing that. So how do I navigate that conversation? And of course, we got a room full of fitness people. I use it to create recipes, reach my macros, reach my goals. I did a bulk at the end of last year. I'm doing a cut for the first time this year. ChatGPT is keeping me locked in. Take a picture of all my food and it helps me stay on track.
Hey, Natalie, if you may, can you tell them what you've done so far in your career in
Oh
just a short
yeah,
period of time, please? So
yeah,
they
for
know.
sure. So I'm Natalie. I got started 5 years ago in the real estate space, and I actually evolved into becoming a marketing agency, working with a lot of financial professionals. So basically, a lot of older folks who didn't believe in social media, and then I helped bring them online and get them attention. Now, whenever I first started, I thought more clients means more money, but that also meant hiring more team members, which in turn led to me being burnt out, having no time, and my profit margins going down. And so at the beginning of last year, I decided kind of to burn everything to the ground and start all over. Figure out how can I make more money with less clients. And so we fired half of our team. We went from 14 to 7. We started experimenting and exploring with AI. And that allowed me to travel the world all of last year. I'm still living a digital nomad lifestyle. So last year I lived in 10 different countries, 30 to 45 days at a time. The second half of this year, I'll be in Asia. So I'm doing a pit stop in Dallas for just a little bit. But yeah, AI has completely changed my life with my freedom. I mean, we're all in business to make an impact and to have freedom and to be able to serve other people. But what mindset do you need to have to go into that? What resources do you need in front of you to be able to live that lifestyle? Or do you just want to stay in hustle mode and do everything yourself and have team members who you have to just have those really hard conversations with every day? Don't let yourself get to that breaking point. That's where I got myself, and I pulled myself out using AI. So it's a little bit of my backstory. It's been a very interesting journey. I never had a 9 to 5, went straight into entrepreneurship. And people are like, oh my God, that's so amazing. You probably have so much time. I'm like, I probably worked 24 hours a day for like up until 24 years old. So it's a trade off. Now, kind of digging back into using AI into my business. Big part of this is going to be about data collection. So, from last year until now, we documented thousands of different sales conversations that we had, from sales calls to sales that we did in the DMs on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, and we documented everything. And we trained an AI model to analyze the objections, pain points, what the clients are actually wanting, and we helped refine our offers and map out sales scripts so our sales team can have better conversations with people in the future. So someone, if one of our team members gets stuck with trying to, close a sale in the DMs, take a screenshot, upload it into the GPT, and it's going to help them navigate that conversation based on past performance. Huge game changer on that end. A big part of this as well is going to be on the content side. So Tina, I forgot. Kayla, you guys are on the marketing team. And Drew? Q. Okay. So we have 3 big marketing people in here. A big part of this is going to be research. So we created an AI to analyze viral content on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, figure out what's trending, which hooks are working. We created a huge database with over 1,000 pieces of high performing content, and that fuels all of the content calendars we're doing for future clients, current and future clients. So instead of having to sit down and hire 10 different copywriters to do everything, this AI is doing it for us. Huge game changer with refining the messaging and the positioning. Now, let's go a little bit deeper into this. What I don't want you to do is think about AI as just a Google search engine. What is the recipe for noodles? What is a workout I need to do? That's good for day to day, but if you're actually looking to scale, let's take it a step further. We don't want to just, get a problem, get an answer, and move on. We want to create something that understands your business, analyzes the patterns, and helps make decisions on your behalf. Think of AI as somebody who's on your board of directors. That's how we want it to think. Now, there's 4 pillars of AI leverage. We're going to go over 3 of them today, but feel free to take a screenshot of this. The first one is prompt and response. The second one is custom AI models. Third is automated workflows. And fourth is going to be autonomous agents. We're going to want to do this in this exact order, because if you skip from prompt and response to AI agents...
Excuse me, because I'm going to move this quick.
Oh, thank you. There's going to be a lot of things, a lot of data that we're going to miss that we don't want to skip. So we're going to go through each step of this process one at a time. Whenever we think about... Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So whenever we think about building with AI, instead of thinking about asking and receiving it, asking a question, receiving an answer, we're going to go with this model. It's going to be an operation. Let's collect data, funnel it into the AI, and act on specific behaviors, tones, analysis. An example of this would be if you are somebody who's looking to create content and you're really having a hard time identifying your voice or your tone. Create a 30-minute video, upload the transcript, the data into the AI, and instead of just stopping there, do a deep analysis. What is my tone? What are things that I say often? What are my filler words? What are stories that you can feel that have a lot of emotional conviction within them? Really dig into analyzing the data. On the business side, let's say with the operations, XYZ part is falling off. Create a 30-minute video about something that your business is currently struggling with. Talk about some maybe decision paths that you're considering. Put into AI and analyze those decisions, and it'll create a SWOT analysis for you.
And that's through, like, let's say a Loom video, right?
Loom video.
So do a Loom video, take that Loom video, speak it all into the Loom video.
Exactly.
Take that video, upload it into
ChatGPT.
AI or ChatGPT.
Yep.
And then that will spit you out what you
Exactly.
are. So that's what, Kayla, you've been doing, right?
Correct.
To be able to build our SOPs. So we can literally build SOPs for each component, doing Loom videos and speaking it into, and then it's going to
Exactly.
standardize it,
The
correct?
more education you give it, the better. Like that's
Exactly.
what I do with the one that I did. Like it's primarily for trainers, helping cater specifically to that avatar of ours that's either an independent personal trainer with or without us, or someone who's commercial that is transitioning. It is like literally business to marketing consulting through it. It knows who it's talking to, and it knows
Exactly.
their people, everything.
Yep. It all starts with data collection.
Yeah.
That's going to be the hardest part, the longest part of this entire process is collecting that data, analyzing it. But the actual technical side of training it, that gets smooth once you have everything in place. Now, digging a little bit deeper into that first phase, which is going to be the prompt and response, this is how you're using it on a daily basis. I'm just going to encourage you to just use it more. If you have a question, go to ChatGPT. You're looking for an answer, to validate an answer, go to ChatGPT. AI first, AI forward always. We'll go into that in just a second. Also, you're going to see a lot of things and distractions on social media. People trying to sell you 50 prompts that are going to save your life, save you money, and do all these magical things for you. It's not true, and it's actually going to cause you a lot more headache. There's no magical prompt that's going to save your life. Go through the process, collect the data, do the hard work on the front end, and you're never going to have to do it again.
It's kind of like parenting.
Yeah.
There's no books on parenting. You just got to go through the process.
A parenting GPT.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine.
There you go.
That's funny. So with custom assistants, this is the old way of using GPT. It's just a tool you use. A lot of times you'll notice whenever you're having a conversation, it gets dumber over time, right? You have one chat, you're talking it, it gets dumber, it forgets things, you're going to want to cuss it out or something. Or worst case, it loses, you use all of your memory and you have to delete all of it, start all over, and it feels like heartbreak because then it has no data on you anymore. Versus a new way is the Custom GPT. This is actually a digital asset that you'll be able to own. Remembers everything. You can tell it the exact behaviors and tones you want it to communicate on. What's also insane about this is that we're using this as an extra revenue stream now. With all the data and hard work that we're doing with creating these custom assistants, we can now sell them to other businesses as almost like a lead magnet or just a product that they can use or have a subscription for. Now, there's 2 types of digital assistants. We have the daily assistant, life coach, fitness trainer, business advisor, Mark as a brain, Imagine if Apple had Steve Jobs' brain as an AI, they probably wouldn't come out with the iPhone 17. They'd be innovating some cool stuff, right? So that's what a daily assistant is. Versus a task automation tool. Now, this assistant's going to accomplish specific tasks such as content, such as email responding, sales script advisors or creators helping us respond to messages. Other examples might be coming up with a training plan. Somebody inputs information on their weight, height, goals, whatever it is, and it's going to create a plan that is self-made approved, right? And it'll say that at the bottom or something like that. That is what a custom assistant is going to be. Put it into 2 different categories, and I recommend the first thing to do is pull out a sheet of paper like Q has right now, put a line down the middle, tools on one side, assistants on one side, and start brain dumping different ones that you would possibly want to create. Then we'll find the ones that are going to have the highest impact on your business, and those are going to be the first ones you'll start exploring. Once you build your first 1 or 3, it's going to change your life, because then you see how easy it is to build. You're going to start just having 30 of them. I probably have like 45 for different things. And what's cool about these is that your custom assistants can actually talk to each other. So I created a standardized email newsletter writer. This newsletter GPT is trained on over 400 high-performing emails, from just ones that are doing storytelling to other ones that are meant for conversions or countdown emails. And so we actually sell this to clients, but we also use it internally. So if you just do the @ with this, I can connect it with my business GPT, and now it has my business brain and the email brain working together. Insane. So this is how you can think about custom assistants. Basic AI, just AI tools you're using for an answer. Advanced AI, identify the problem, collect the data, prompt and analyze it, and then map out the solution, the response. Now let's go on to the next level. We're going to go back to that slide. Perfect. So this would be an example of a couple different tasks and how we're going to evolve into the next few slides. First one is basic AI, which is what we just talked about, the prompt and response. Hey, write an email for me, write a response for me, write a post for me. Custom assistants, they will be able to write in your tone, use saved examples, pull examples from past conversations or documents, and offer suggestions based on your offers. Now what we're about to get into is something that is breaking the threshold. Advanced AI. This will send personalized follow-ups automatically. Studies viral content and creates new ideas automatically. Engages leads, remembers the history of them, automates workflow execution. Example of this would be, let's say I had a conversation with somebody who was needing help creating viral content, but they were specifically talking about being a coach for women who need to work on their mindset, right? If I just created a general follow-up and say, hey friend, we had a conversation last year. Are you still interested? ? They're probably not interested because they know it's an automation. Now, this GPT or this AI is going to have the context of that. So it's going to say, hey, Miranda, last time we had our conversation, you talked about growing your vision with XYZ. Is this still something you're committed to? Let's go ahead and hop on a call and discuss your goals for 2025 for Q3. Automated follow-up feels very personalized, touched on her current goals that she had, and it's going to just have a human in the loop. I'm going to read it. I'm going to say, this is awesome, GPT, and it's going to send it over. So we're going to still have that human in the loop. We're not going to just give everything to AI and never look at it again. We're going to want to make sure we're looking at it for quality control. That's just to maintain the integrity of your business. Now, let's go a level deeper into advanced AI. We already kind of talked about this. Okay, perfect. Now, you can have an advanced AI system with any department within your business. So I mentioned before, we do have a custom GPT or a custom assistant trained on 18 months worth of sales conversations. And this helps our team to just stay consistent and help them do responses. We have a content AI system. This one is more of the advanced AI, where we have a content researcher on our team uploading viral content, and the AI automatically analyzes it. I'm just going to put in hey, I'm working with XYZ business owner, attach their GPT and it's going to create content for me. And same with the operations. Whatever you can think of within your process, that's why it's so important to map out your SOPs, figure out what the bottlenecks and holes are, and we'll find a way to automate it with advanced AI. So for us, a big part of that was the onboarding process and the client success. Where are people falling off? A lot of times, if anybody's here, I know there's 3 people here who have been in the media space. The biggest thing that holds clients back is limiting beliefs. I'm not confident on camera, XYZ. How can we go ahead and address that ahead of time so that problem doesn't come up and we can sign another 6-month contract, right? So increases client success. So the final boss of all AI is going to be AI agents. And so what's great about this is you don't need a lot of tools to get these started. Let's see. We're going to skip this slide. First thing we're going to do is we're going to identify the type of AI agents we want to use within our business. So the first type we have is a goal-based agent. An example of this would be an automated sales rep. Scan past conversations, analyze buyer preferences, automate follow-ups. You can do this all through Rose and Connect, aka Go High Level, the best platform in the world. The second type is going to be utility AI agents. Think of these as like kind of construction workers. So it's going to monitor the market trends. Let's say you are in the business of having an e-commerce store or something online, or maybe you're adjusting the pricing for the gym or your personal trainer. It'll adjust the pricing or content automatically and alert the team, hey, prices of XYZ went up. You might want to consider ABC. So it'll alert you on new trends that are happening. The third type is completely autonomous. What this means is that it's going to do things by itself and it's going to act as you as a CEO. The CEOs of all of the other past 2 agents we just discussed. An example for this would be a business consultant. This is a real life example. Analyze successful client strategies. Let's say for Brian, that was his name, who just spoke. For Brian, who just spoke, he has all of these case studies, these different methods that has helped him be successful with getting clients, ranking on Google. Let's analyze those strategies, analyze the patterns of why they worked and how he did it. And now let's say if we had a Brian AI, it could automatically suggest tailored strategies for you by analyzing your website on its own. So it's going to be the website analysis plus Brian's brain working together, giving you analysis. Guess what? Brian can still charge the exact same thing, but probably save 4 to 5 hours of time. This is what an autonomous AI employee is. This one is going to really help identify patterns, problems, and solutions for your team or your clients. This one is going to help you accomplish specific tasks, do research automatically. And then the goal-based one is only going to accomplish typically one thing at a time, such as emails or other sorts of things. So feel free to take a screenshot of these as needed. I'll go ahead and send you the slides.
Oh, you send me the slides. I'll send it out to everybody.
Okay, perfect. So key takeaways with what we just talked about with prompt and response model, creating custom assistants, and then graduating to AI agents. We have these 3 main AI agents you're going to want to consider using within your business. Again, pull out a piece of paper, do 3 columns, and list out where can I use goal-based agents in my business to focus on revenue-generating tasks. Where could I use utility agents to handle operations, lower calls, XYZ? Or number 3, how can I use autonomous AI employees to plan, execute, and optimize workflows that are currently in my business? Perfect. Now, I'll go ahead and breeze through these last few slides, but again, you'll have a screenshot of this so you can kind of look at the process. This is a recommended AI implementation roadmap just to do an audit of your business on your own. First one is going to be exploration. Most of you are already using ChatGPT, Claude, Notebook, LLM. So you're getting a good understanding, a feel of the world. Level 2 is going to be automation, so email follow-up, social content batching, using tools like Zapier, Make.com to automate certain tasks. Level 3 is AI agents. And level 4 is AI-led decision-making. to where it basically becomes an executive on your team. So this is going to be the path. The typical time frame of this will be 6 to 12 months. AI is changing and growing so quickly, that's going to get shorter and shorter over time. But it is up to you as business owners to collect the data, like we talked about at the beginning of this, so you can go through a seamless process of implementing this as quickly as possible.
Now the AI agents, and if you could touch on that, so the AI agents that you were talking about, do we get those through ChatGPT, or is there other AI? I know you mentioned some other AI places, but does ChatGPT have the AI agents that everybody can have for themselves?
That's the perfect setup. To the next slide. Love it, love it. So, essentially what you're going to start is identify the repetitive processes that need to be automated. That's step 1, audit your business. Step 2 is collecting the right data within those certain departments, operations, workflows that you're doing manually right now. And to answer your question, these are the couple tools that we're going to be using. So Go High Level is going to be a game changer for this. They actually just released AI employees, I believe last week. Yeah, you saw it. You saw the email.
We just got it.
So Jay and Ari run Rosen Connect, which is a white labeled a Go High Level.
Yep.
So it is Go High Level, so you guys know. But
yeah, you saw the huge update. Game changer. A lot of the stuff we've been doing semi-manually, but they already know what their customers want. So it's going to be game changer moving forward.
Oh yeah, you got the wheels in my head spinning.
I love it. That's what I want.
The workflows we've been
I'm
manually.
showing him on my knowledge base.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So sales call analysis, I recommend whether you're doing consultations, whatever, use fireflies.ai on your Zoom calls to record everything. Like document every single thing. I mean, this just keeps you safe on a professional level, but this is also going to help you with AI.
Sorry, that's internal, like right here.
You're like,
yep. Make sure we get that one.
now we're going to skip this workflow automation, na10 and make.com. Now, to talk about training your AI agent, we're going to be using Go High Level in one of these 3 platforms here, na10, make.com, or the $200 a month ChatGPT operator. That one is a little bit pricey. I'd recommend these 2 to have more control over your expenses. Very pennies, like micro pennies on the dollar to navigate this.
Is the $200 one have like just a lot more that you can utilize? Is it worth it?
No, not for the everyday business owner. I would say it's worth it for like coders, developers, but basically what the operator does is imagine you had an assistant next to you who can control your computer, and you're going to tell it, go to Facebook, go to this profile, do this, click on certain buttons. That's what the operator is going to do. Basically operate your computer.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
So the biggest takeaway will be these 2. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, if you do have ChatGPT already and you have various prompts for, so that, like you said, you don't want to mix prompts because you want it only focused and solely working on that one thing. How do you incorporate, do we just scrap ChatGPT and then work on
good question. All right, I think we're done with the slides. Do you guys want to do demos?
That would be awesome.
Okay.
We'll Dustin, you good?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, I'm good. I love it.
All right, so yeah, we're just going to exit this. We're going to go to ChatGPT. So to answer your question, we're going to do a little bit of both. We're not going to want to replace anything with anything. They're going to be supplements to one another. So you remember earlier we talked about getting the data, but also analyzing the data at the exact same time. That's what we're going to use ChatGPT for. So with all of the sales calls, whatever data that you are uploading into this, a big way that we do this is whenever we're training someone's like content bot, we train it on like their founder story, their experience, what got them here, what's going to get them there. We put that transcript into GPT, and I'm going to just tell it, analyze the tone, story structure, ABC, blah, blah, blah. Analysis with there. What I'm going to do after that is... Okay, hold on. We're going to analyze my knowledge base. We're going to take that analysis, everything that ChatGPT just told us, and I'm going to get it off of the platform and put it into my knowledge base. And you saw that You heard the term knowledge base before, so I heard you say it. So we use Notion. You can use, what is it called? Google Docs or whatever you want to
Notion
use.
is the best.
Okay, you love Notion?
Notion.
Yes, I'm a Notion person. Okay,
Yeah.
we could geek out on Notion all day.
Oh yeah.
Is that what mine is?
No, yours is Motion, but Notion is Kaboom.
Got it.
Close.
She tells me what I use.
Yeah, okay.
Your business coaching will be on Notion.
Got it. Okay.
Perfect. What's cool about Notion is it has an AI built into it. So the more data you upload, it kind of becomes your own AI assistant. It's pretty crazy. So anyways, all the analysis that we do is going to be put into this knowledge base. So an example of this would be our carousel format training. So this is for carousels that you're going to be posting on Instagram. We analyzed over 100 carousels, got the different types into here. And what we did is we have this huge analysis. All of that data is put into here. So whenever I'm training a custom GPT, let's say something updates, this new trend of carousels comes out, I need to analyze a batch of those. I'm just going to add that to my knowledge base, download it again, and re-upload it into my assistant to retrain it. Instead of having to start from scratch with all new data because I didn't document it before. So that's why documenting, staying organized is so important for the new world that we're getting into with AI. I'll show you what the back end of an assistant looks like. So you'll see I have this, it's only showing a dozen custom AI assistants into here. So we'll look at the offer bot. This offer bot, who's heard of Alex Hormozi? Yeah, everybody in this room. Good. So this is trained on Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel or do anything crazy. I want to train it on the people who are better and smarter than me. So I went to a platform called oceanofpdf.com and I downloaded his book and I used that to train my GPT. So you can do this. We did it for our business assistant, like our general business assistant, with the book Traction to help us manage our team. Right?
Yeah.
So I would just type in Traction. Boom. I can click on it. Not that one.
That could work.
So I'm gonna just download it and upload it to GPT. I also add it into my knowledge base, so that way I don't have to download it again. Okay, it's just all organized. Now, kind of showing you the back end of this. Hopefully it doesn't go crazy. So the back end of this, you can upload up to 20 documents, PDFs, Excel sheets. Each document Excel sheet can be the size of a Harry Potter book. So it's a lot of information you can upload into here. Let's see. Refresh. There you go. So we have the offer bot. I have a massive prompt into here, and you'll see I have this upload. Don't freak out. Sometimes it doesn't show up, but it's trained on that information. For some people who are here, you've seen this back end before? Yes? Okay, perfect. Just for my techie people out here, turn off Canvas. It shortens your answers and it starts to get done. So just don't use Canvas. Only turn on web search and code interpreter. And that's it. Right? So this is a tool that we use. We send it over to new clients. All they're going to do is press, we're going to go back so I can model it. All they're going to do is press start now. And I kind of want to show you the behind the scenes of this. So it's going to prompt them for an interview. And it's going to be a 4-part interview. You'll see it here. Or right here, it's showing 3 parts before going into the 4th. And someone can just press the dictate button. So instead of typing it all out, they could either A, go to loom.com, record themselves kind of yapping about it, or B, just answer it directly into GPT by clicking on this button and just talking to it. And what it's going to do is it's going to give it a full analysis of the offer. Messaging, positioning, everything I need to train their bot, they're having this conversation. Back then, this would be maybe 2-3 hour sessions we would do for clients, getting clarity on their offer. Who do they want to talk to? Who do they not want to talk to? Oh, let me change my mind, but what about this? But what about that? And all these pivots and stuff that would get in the way of us being able to do our job effectively. And so they can go through that mental spiral with GPT and then just give me the end result. Right? So tying this back in, and let me know if I'm going too deep too quickly, because I can tend to do that. We just trained this offer bot on what exactly I wanted to do, the behavior I wanted to have. So if someone says start now, the behavior is start the form, right? If someone uploads their offer, the behavior is analyze the offer. If this, then that. When this, then that. Now, we have all of this knowledge in our knowledge base. We can take that and we're going to put it into NA10. We're going to put it into make.com. Choose one, if not both. Make.com is a little bit more friendly, beginner friendly, I would say. And that's where you're going to train your agent. So you're just going to retrain it on the exact same data, copy, paste, and then you start building workflows out of that.
Light bulb, big light bulb.
There you go.
Not me.
I was like, okay, I get it now. What questions do I have?
So what I think we're going to do, because we're short of time, is number one is, can you give your information out to those that want to reach out to you, whether on a singular or for the whole piece? And I think you probably have a slide, don't you? Do you info on it?
Let's see here. I have a slide. So this is a QR code.
Deep diving training classes.
I swear, I'm getting set up with the perfect questions here. So we're doing a 2-day challenge, deep dive training session on how to, it's called the Clone and Convert Challenge. So how to clone yourself and convert leads for your business. We're going to go through different tools and all those processes. This is June 12th. Feel free to scan the QR code. I'll go ahead and tag everybody that downloads it today. I'll reach out to you. If you want to go a little bit deeper with whatever it is that you specialize in, we can get on a call and knock that out.
Will it be you or the AI bot? No, I'm kidding.
Imagine like me on a Zoom call.
I know. You can shoot those videos and the AI is speaking for you.
Yeah. Have you seen the baby versions?
Yes, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
You know about Hey Jen, right?
Yeah, hey Jen.
Yeah. All right, so good. All right, everybody,
Good.
please give her a round of applause.
That was great.
So good.
That was fun.